So hey everybody, there were some questions that didn't get answered in our webinar from yesterday. So Henry and I are going to go through and answer as many as we can right now.
Here we go. All right, we had a question about feeling the weight of the club throughout the swing. So, you know, that's definitely a difficult one, especially if we're used to wanting to throw or cast or hit from the top, right?
Yeah.
So you're not going to really feel the weight of the club unless it's at the bottom.
There's some good ways to kind of trick yourself into feeling it. Make the club really light for a second and just swing a grip so you can feel, okay, I can start to feel the weight of the grip. Now when I flip the club over, ooh, that club head feels nice and heavy. I can feel it now.
Yeah.
But the big key is just tension levels. If our arms are not clinched tight, you're probably going to be able to feel the weight of the club. The minute I tighten up, It all feels like one big unit. I have no control. It just feels like too much all one. Not enough freedom.
So that's where I would have them go back to the early foundation pieces where you're talking about your grip and how your arms are sort of positioned, making sure those are right before you get all boggled down what's going on maybe at the top of your swing and not feeling the club.
Sure.
One thing just real quick I've noticed about the step drill is that I think it can be easy to kind of make it a very lateral, linear motion, right?
Yeah.
When I do any step drills though, I really like to feel, I almost feel like sometimes I'll start close to the ball, have my back foot kind of go back, that way I'm creating this turn, and then my left foot go back, creating this turn.
And that's I love that kind of a step drill as well. It's a good way, it's like a good little spin on a step drill, how to do it. It's awesome. My thing with anytime you're going to do a step drill, you want to move both the upper and the lower centers together, and then we want to convert it. Once our foot hits the ground, we convert it into rotational energy. We don't want to just keep wandering off to the side. So,
perfect.
Okay.
All right. So now in our questionnaire or in our chat feed on Zoom, Aaron asked, "Do you feel like you hit the ball with your right side?" So I think this has come up a few times. Do you hit with your left side or your right side?
I don't hit.
There you go.
I don't know.
Okay,
I swing.
so let's ask this way then. Do you feel like your focus is like, okay, like I feel my right oblique crunching, I got this right side bend, and I turn the corner with this wrist extension? Or do you feel like your left side pulls you out of the way?
I feel like it's more left-sided.
Okay.
I feel like when my left side goes out of the way, it creates all these dynamics in my right side for me.
So this is the leader, this is the driver, this is the passenger.
That's kind of the way I feel. I feel like if you get right-sided, you'll tend to push yourself into your own way. And then you wind up with having to side bend too much. And so I'm more of my left leg, my left oblique. This is a puller, and it creates this crunch in my body.
And it might even start a little sooner it's basically from at the top, you're falling into that lead side, and that pulls you around the corner, right?
And it's the pressure that hits that. So when I fall, and I stop myself from falling, that pressure that hits, it creates a lot of things. So.
All right, so Eli asked, does grip affect how shallow you get?
Yes, actually. If you look at players who have a weaker grip, they need more shoulder extension, so they've got to lower their arms down more to square the face up. So generally guys with weaker grips have shallower golf swings. I wish we could post Mahant's swing.
Yeah, well, Ben Hogan would be a good one to maybe bring to mind.
Weaker, more shallow. Or if you go in and look at like the long drive guys who have really strong grips, most of their swings don't come down as shallow.
Yeah.
They swing more right through their shoulder plane, up higher. And it's because they don't need as much shoulder extension to square the face up. So,
yeah. Cool. Matt asks, how do we have more passive arms in transition? I always tend to get stuck and stall flip or come over the top. So I would say, I guess number one is, where are your arms at the top?
And what's the structure look like? So in order to be able to have your arms aren't necessarily passive, they're just moving along with your body in the right arc. So first thing I look at is your body pivoting well, and is your arm structure good? If it is, you're probably okay. If your body is pivoting poorly, then you're having to make up for a lot of things with your arms, right?
Right, when we see this move a lot, so like from here, basically, you know, what you have to do something with the hands and arms.
You can't get to the ball.
Back, right?
Or the other thing I see is a pretty decent turn, and then you go this way, and now I'm never going to hit it.
Right.
So now I've got to do this to hit it with my hands.
Right.
And so you see things along those lines. So the first thing is, let's address the structure issues. If the structure issues are good and the pivot's good, then you should never get stuck. I've never seen anybody get stuck whose body was turning correctly. Usually stuck means that you're tilting somewhere along the line like that.
Right.
And there was one more that somebody asked.
You got another one.
Yeah, somebody asked a question about backswing and what's our preferred method of taking the club back.
Well, we talked about takeaway though last night, because we were talking about, you know, feeling like there's a little push down, the club gets up in front of you, and then
a little. How do we make that dynamic?
With you're talking with pressure shifts like this?
Yeah. So I like to have the little. For me, it's the backswing is not that complicated. I feel like I'm taking the club and I'm just throwing it up over my shoulder, but using my body to do it. Yeah. And so all you feel is like there's a little pressure move to the left, and then your torso starts to wind up, and that puts the club into the right arc. So if you struggle with the club getting sucked in or doing anything like that, it's because you're using your hands to move the golf club rather than using your body's energy to move the golf club. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment below with any questions, thoughts, or future video ideas, as we read every comment and we try to respond to each of you. If you would like further help with your game, head over to MiloLinesGolf.com, my website, and you can schedule lessons with myself or a member of my team. You can also join our academy, where you can get one-on-one coaching. We have members of our academy all over the world, and we're excited to work with you no matter where you're at. And if you're new to our channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button, because we come out with new videos weekly. Thanks for watching.